Yeah. Hi guys. Thanks for joining the session. So welcome to Tungabhadra Networks once again. Let me introduce myself first. So my name is Karthik. I have 8 years of experience in this networking domain. So including 4 years of experience as a Palo Alto tech engineer. Okay. So here in the Tungabhadra networks, so I'm the one who is going to who is dealing these Palo Alto codes. So along with me, we'll also have Harsha, who is going to help you in most of the situations in while we are doing a labs or while we are doing not only doing the labs. So throughout the codes, if you have any doubts or if you face any uh, if you stuck anywhere while doing the lab, so you can reach out to me or Harsha, so we'll be available. He's also one of the tech engineers, Palo Alto tech engineer. Okay, so let's go into the discussion. Okay, so as usual we are going to provide an industrial level training where we are going to demonstrate the sessions with real time examples. Okay, as we have worked in the real environment, so we are mostly providing the labs using an real time examples. So we'll be considering it as an industrial training with real time projects. Okay, so before going into an discussion, so do anyone have any prior experience in firewalls or any firewalls?
I have experience TZ370, sir, Sonic Wall, one
Sonic
and a half
wall.
year. Yeah,
Okay,
1.5 year experience, sir. Yeah,
okay,
system administrator, my level.
okay.
Yeah,
Others? Uh,
Yeah,
any?
I have experience in the FortiGate firewall.
Okay, perfect, good.
Sir, I have experience in Palo Alto Firewall, sir. One and a
Okay,
half year experience.
okay. Others? Do you any others? Okay, that's good. Okay. So actually, what is a firewall and what is the role of the firewall in the security domain and how it is going to secure a network, that we are going to learn in this, okay, throughout the course. So basically the firewall is networking device where it is going to protect your incoming and outgoing traffic. Incoming and outgoing means whatever the traffic going from your LAN network to outside to LAN network means your inside network, and it is going to WAN, which is considered as an internet. Okay, so whenever your traffic going from internet in your LAN network to WAN, the firewall will, if you are using the firewall will inspect the traffic whether this user is supposed to go to outside of the network, or if the user is accessing some websites. Okay, let's take sorry, if the user is trying to access Facebook, and thus whenever you trying to access Facebook from your web browser, your web traffic or the Facebook traffic will be initiated by your device, whatever the device that you are connected, or whatever the device that you are going to access, and that traffic reaches the firewall. What firewall will do? The firewall will inspect the traffic, and it will check whether the whether the Facebook is allowed for this particular user or not. If the Facebook is allowed for the particular user, the firewall will send the traffic out, towards the internet, and the Facebook server will receives that request, and it will send a response back to the user, and the user can access. But if that particular user is not if the particular user is blocked for accessing the Facebook, okay, the firewall is going to instantly block the traffic, and the the user will not able to access the Facebook. Okay, that is one example where we can most effectively use the firewall. And not only blocking the Facebook and not only blocking the traffic, the firewalls will also going to give an deeper analysis, okay, deep packet inspection. How it will means, if once, okay, we have talked about the Facebook, right? So if Facebook traffic receives on the firewall, what firewall will do means, the firewall not only verify the user is able to access the is user is allowed to access the Facebook or not, the firewall will also going to do a deep packet inspection for that Facebook application. How it will means, so first it has to be identify the traffic as an Facebook, okay. The firewall first has to be identify the traffic as a Facebook, and for that it is going to do an application identification, okay. And after the application identification, so the firewall will going to do an content inspection, which will be very going to verify, okay, antivirus, malwares, threats, or any of these, okay, contents or detecting or not, okay. If any of the contents like malwares or antivirus or threats are identified on that particular application, the firewall will not allow that particular application, okay. The firewall will drop the traffic there. And if everything is okay, next thing it is going to verify the user is allowed or not. If the user is allowed, then only the traffic will send out. If the user is not allowed, the traffic will not be sent by the firewall, okay. That is the main purpose of the firewall, where we are going to use in our networks, okay. So it is going to monitor and control all your outgoing and incoming, okay. As of now we have discussed about only the traffic going from our inside network to outside network. So next, so let me open, yeah. So now we can discuss about the okay, the incoming traffic, okay. So before we have discussed about, okay, what are the incoming traffic that firewall is going to verify, and now let's take the out incoming traffic, okay. Let's assume some traffic is coming from your public network to the private network, which is from outside network to the inside network, okay. So it is also going to do the same thing, okay. So if someone is trying to reach from outside to inside of your network, it is also going to verify, okay, inspect the traffic, and it is also going to verify whether that particular, okay, user or particular application traffic is allowed on the firewall or not, okay. Then only the firewall is going to allow, otherwise the firewall will block that, okay. The firewall will think that that is an, okay, unwanted traffic or unauthorized traffic, and the firewall is going to block the traffic here itself, okay. So that's how the firewall will be used, and the firewall is important in any network, okay. If you see any organization, any, okay, not only small, not only big organizations, very small organization also, they are maintaining the firewalls in their network, so that they will secure their traffic, and they will secure their information whatever they are going to exchange between their LAN network and WAN network, okay. So that's the importance of the firewall. So in the firewalls we will be having multiple vendors, okay. So we'll be having Cisco ASA, FortiGate firewall, Palo
So
Alto.
can you share your screen if you don't mind? We are not seeing your screen.
Is it, is it for everyone?
Yes, sir. If you are sharing anything, we are not able to see that.
Oh, sorry, I think the let me share once again. I think you can see now, right?
Yeah, thank you.
Now
Yeah,
it's
okay,
visible.
thanks guys, yeah. See here we will be having multiple vendors, okay, in firewalls like Cisco will be having Cisco ASA firewall, Fortinet will be having FortiGate firewall, Palo Alto will be having Palo Alto firewall, the Barracuda firewall, Sophos, Checkpoint. Not only all these, we'll be having Sonic Wall, FortiGate SRX, okay. Sorry, for Fortinet FortiGate and Juniper SRX, okay. and WatchGuard is also one type of firewall. So among all these firewalls, so why we are going with only Palo Alto and why not others means, so the Palo Alto is an next generation firewall. Okay, so I think someone can go on mute. Someone, yeah, okay. So see here, the why we are going with Palo Alto firewall. Okay, why not other means, so the Palo Alto is an next generation firewall. Okay, so next generation firewall means, what is next generation firewall? If you want to know next generation firewall, you have to know about first traditional firewall. Okay, so do anyone know about what is traditional firewall? Traditional firewall and next generation firewall. Anyone know about traditional firewall and next generation firewall? Those who have experience in firewalls, I think they have know about this.
It's a traditional means it's a stateful
State.
packet filtering.
Uh, no. So next generation firewall isn't stateful.
Okay.
Next generation firewall is a stateful inspection, sir.
Yeah.
Traditional firewall stateless.
Mm,
Okay.
yes, that's correct. So not only that, traditional
Malware
firewalls are
activity
those who.
cannot detect the malware activities. In next generation, we have the
Mm,
malware activities.
yeah,
Yeah.
here we'll be having malware
And also
activities.
port-based rules as well, right? In NGFW.
Not only port based, we will be having port based, IP based, and application based as
App-based.
well.
Yeah.
App based. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's correct. So he see here, the traditional firewall are those which are going to provide security only till L4. Okay, L4 means we'll be having L3 and L4 layer 4, right? Which is network layer and transport layer. So traditional firewalls are those who is going to support based upon your IPs and also ports. Okay, and these traditional firewalls will also called as stateless firewalls, because these stateless firewalls or traditional firewalls will not maintain any sessions. Okay, no, there will be no sessions. The traditional firewalls will not maintain any sessions. Whatever the traffic comes, that will treat as a new traffic, and that will verify if there is any policy, or if there is any policy created for the traffic or not, and it will be sending out, and return traffic will become, right. So return traffic will also treat as an new traffic, and it will be verify whether the policies exist or not, and whether the route is exist or not. If both are exist, then only it will be allowing the traffic. Okay, but whenever the application layer traffic receives on the traditional firewall, means the L7 traffic receives on the traditional firewalls, these traditional firewalls will not capable of understanding the application layer traffic. Okay, so if you are accessing Facebook, okay, that will be an application layer traffic. So when that application layer traffic receives on the traditional firewalls, the traditional firewalls will not understand and will not know what to do with that. Okay, there is an vulnerability will be there. Okay, there is an these firewalls will mark application layer. Okay, that will become vulnerable to your network. So to rule out the traditional firewalls, so they have come up with the next generation firewalls. Okay, so these next generation firewalls will provide, okay, security till layer 7. Okay, these next generation firewalls will provide security till layer 7. Okay, it will provide security based on IPs, it will provide security based upon ports, and also it will provide security based upon the type of applications that you are going to use. Okay, and these next gen firewalls will also maintain sessions. Okay, so once the traffic receives on the firewall, it will log the session here. Okay, and it will send the traffic out. Once the return traffic comes, okay, the return traffic will not verify again, okay, it will just verify only the session exists for this return traffic or not. Okay, we are already have once the traffic receives on the firewall, it will create a session, okay, and the return traffic will verify this session and it will be sending the traffic to the our actual source. Okay, so the next generation firewalls will maintain the sessions. Okay, that's why the next generation firewall will also call as an stateful firewalls. Okay, and not only protecting, okay, on providing security based on, okay, layer 7, and also not only providing the okay, stateful, okay, stateful infection inspection. So the next generation firewalls will also, okay, work to detect the vulnerabilities, okay, malwares, will be calling as an advanced threat intelligence. Okay, the next gen firewalls will also have advanced threat intelligence where it is going to identify malwares, okay, and antivirus vulnerabilities, any, okay, any threats on that particular traffic. Okay, it is also going to identify where traditional firewalls will not do. Okay, advanced threat intelligence. And also these next gen firewalls will work as an IDS or IPS. Okay, so what is IDS and what is IPS means? So IDS is an intrusion detection system and IPS is an intrusion prevention system. Okay, so if your firewall is configured as an IDS, okay, what it will do means, so whenever the traffic comes, it will verify the traffic, right? So in the traffic, if there is any threats are identified, okay, if the firewall is going, if the firewall identify the threats, it will just alert the, okay, it will just alert the user, and it will not, okay, going to block, or it will not going to protect that threats. Okay, once the traffic is identified as a threat, it will just alert the user. Okay, it will just alert the administrator who is who are maintaining the firewalls, and it will not do anything. It will just alert the administrator that some threats are identified on the in your network or in your traffic. So to avoid or to block the particular threats which are identified by the firewall, we have to go with IPS. Okay, so IPS will be an intrusion prevention system, right? So it is going not only going to identify the threats and alert the users, it is also going to block them. Okay, if your firewall is considered as an IPS, or if your firewall is configured as an IPS, it is going to alert, and also it is going to block the traffic instantly, so that your whatever the threats or whatever the traffic identify as an malwares or threats, that is going to block by your firewall. Okay, that is also the main functionality, and okay, that is also main features that next gen firewalls are going to support if you have an next gen firewalls in your network. Okay, so recently I think we have only two next gen firewalls. One is in Palo Alto and other one is in FortiGate. And apart from that, I think all others are not next gen firewalls. Okay, so that's why we are mostly, you can see in most of the organizations, you can see Palo Alto or FortiGate. Okay, and this is about the next generation firewall capability. Okay, and advanced threat intelligence already we have discussed. Okay, these next generation firewalls will be having like advanced threat intelligence where it is going to detect, okay, any malwares, any antivirus or any threats that are available on the particular traffic, and it is going to block that particular traffic which are identified. Okay, and the third one is an centralized management. Okay, so here in the Palo Alto, there will be an, okay, centralized management device called Panorama. Okay, so what this Panorama means, this Panorama will be able to manage the firewalls. Okay, so we are using a firewalls, right, to manage firewalls, uh, multiple firewalls in your organization. So let's assume you have a company and you will be having multiple branch offices. Okay, let's assume you have 100 branch offices. So you will be having hundreds of firewalls. Okay, so if you want to manage all these firewalls, okay, from a single location, so you have to use the centralized management device called Panorama in the Palo Alto. Okay, you are going to connect all the firewalls to this Panorama, and it is going to, this Panorama is going to manage all the firewalls, and whatever the things that you need on the firewalls, you can do it from this single device. Okay, so once you connect these all the firewalls to this Panorama will capable of managing all the firewalls. Okay, if you want policy, if you want to configure policy here, just configure here in this Panorama and you can push it. Okay, so this is something like I think you have know about VTP concept, right? So VTP,
Yes, sir.
so in the VTP, we will be having one server switch and all other are clients. Okay, whatever you
Clients.
want to do, you have to do in the server switch. Okay, so if you want to add VLAN, or if you want to delete VLAN, or if you want to modify VLAN, you can do in server switch. Once you modify, once your okay configuration is done, this configuration will push to the clients, right? And clients will update the whatever the configuration that comes from the server switch. In the same way, this Panorama will also will work. Okay, we are going to connect firewalls to the Panorama. Whatever the configuration that you need on the firewalls, you can configure here, and you can push to the whatever the configuration that you need on this firewall, you can push, and whatever the configuration you need on this firewall, you can configure here and you can push. Okay, there will be an separate management for each and every firewall in the Panorama. Okay, that's the centralized management.
One question, please,
Yes.
regarding the central device.
Oh yes.
This particular this particular device
Hmm.
is is an hardware device,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
it
Hmm.
can be different, like different model, or it should be all or or good, all of them gonna be same models.
Yeah. I will tell you. Okay. So see here in the Palo Alto, the firewalls and Panorama device, okay, will be a hardware or software. Okay, so if you are using okay Palo Alto's firewalls or a hardware, you can go ahead with the okay Panorama hardware model device. And if you are using firewalls as a software models, you can go with Panorama as in software models, and you can go ahead and connect the firewalls based upon your model. Okay, either in a hardware or software, anything. So if you are using hardware firewalls, go ahead use the hardware of Panorama model, and if the firewalls are software, you have to use an Panorama software version. We'll be having both hardware and software versions in in the Palo Alto. Okay.
Can we use mix and match, right? Like Panorama, you can use in
Panorama,
VMware.
yeah, Panorama you can use. Okay, if you have the Panorama as in software, and if you have firewall as an hardware, we can use a mix of. Okay, like if you have a reachability, then that should be fine. Either it is an hardware or software. If you have a reachability between your firewalls and Panorama, that is well and good.
And one more question that Ajmal is asking about the version as well. Like the Panorama should be like higher compared to firewalls, right? Or similar or higher. If it is
Oh, if you are
11.2, it's
talking about Panorama's version, so the Panorama should have higher software version than the firewalls.
correct. Yeah.
So that we'll discuss detail in the Panorama session. We'll be having separate session in the codes, the Panorama.
Okay.
So we'll discuss detailed in that. But as your as you asked the question, if you about software version, yes, the Panorama should have always should have higher or equal to the software version of the firewall.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And next one is an enterprise grade support. Okay, so before going to an enterprise grade support, so you have to know what are the hardware models that we have, and why we have all those hardware models. Okay, so we'll come hardware, okay, enterprise grade performance later. Before that we will be going with hardware models. Okay, see here in the hardware models we will be having multiple hardwares in the Palo Alto firewall. So the first one is an PA220 and we'll be having PA400 series firewalls. Okay, so this is a PA220 firewalls where okay, it will be going to support for small organizations. Okay, small organizations or branch offices. Okay, so this both the PA220 and PA400 series firewalls are going to support small organizations or small branch offices. Okay, so these PA220 firewalls is available in our okay offices, branch offices. You can see this PA220 in Hyderabad, Kurnool or Vizag. Now recently today we have open branch in Bangalore, right? So soon we'll getting devices in the Bangalore as well. But whatever we have PA220 firewalls in our offices. So if you are willing to go office and practice, so you can see this PA220, you can practice on these firewalls. Okay, so it is mainly for small organizations or branch offices where it is going to support only okay uh, few less number of traffic. Okay, we can call it as a few number of sessions. Okay, but security wise every firewall will work in the same way. Security, the features will depends on the pan OS. Okay, in the Palo Alto will be calling the software version will be calling as an pan OS. So all the features, okay, whatever the features that are going to support on the firewalls will not vary. Okay, because that depends on the software version. But hardware will be okay, the hardware will be differ based on the organizations. If some organization has less traffic, some organization will be having less number of users, they will be having less number of traffic, and they need less number of sessions. But they will be having big organizations or enterprise, okay, enterprise level organizations, they will be having more number of users in their network. They will be having more number of okay sessions that needs. So based upon the hardware, the firewall is going to support the sessions. Okay, this PA220 firewall, let's suppose this going to support to 2 lakh sessions. Okay, so if the 2 lakh sessions are completed on the on this firewall will not allow the traffic. Okay, once these 2 lakh sessions clears, then only it will be going to allow the traffic. Or otherwise one if the 2 lakh sessions are completed and any one of the session is cleared from the firewall, then only the next traffic will be allowed. Okay, so if in that case if you have more traffic, better you can avoid PA220 and you can go with PA. Okay, we'll be having PA800 series as well, but I think I have not mentioned here. Yeah, not only PA220 and 400 series, we'll be also having PA800 series firewall. Okay, where it is going to support okay mid-size organizations. Okay, so the successor of PA210 400 will be an PA800 series. It is also provide security in the same way, but based upon the hardware we will be having a sessions, right? So it is going to support more number of sessions than PA220. So if your network having okay uh, more number of sessions when compared with these 2 lakh sessions, you can go with PA800 series firewalls. Okay, and for large organizations and large enterprise organizations like we'll be having TCS, we'll be having Infosys, right? All these organization will be having PA5200 and PA3200. Okay, so these are designed for those okay enterprises like TCS, Infosys, and all MNC companies will be there, right? They are working, they will be having multiple projects. Okay, in if you okay if you are in Infosys or TCS, they will be having multiple projects, they will be handling multiple number of users. Okay, to handle all those users, these firewalls will not work. These are the small firewalls which will not be able to support them. Okay, so that's the reason they will be going with this PA5200 or PA3200. Okay, and we'll be having PA7000 series firewalls where you can see these in the data centers or ISPs. Okay, So these are also the these are also the firewalls where multiple customer traffic will be handled by this PA7000 series firewalls. Okay, so that you can see mostly on the ISPs and data centers, and we will be handling the multiple customer traffic. Okay, and also we'll be having 1400 series firewalls. This is an new firewall which is which they have bought I think 1 year back. Okay, it's been 1 year this PA 1400 series firewalls they have introduced, and it is also going to support in the mid-size to large scale enterprises. And why they have 1400 series firewall? We are already having this 800 and 5200 3200, right? So they have bought this firewall. Okay, and this firewall also will be supporting mid-size to large scale. But apart from normal functionality, this series firewall will be having an PoE capability. Okay, I think you are already known PoE, right? Power over Ethernet. All these firewalls will not have the PoE capability. Okay, uh, this is only carries the our normal traffic, and these firewalls will be having an this new firewall will be having an PoE capability, where some of the ports we'll be having here 6 6 12. Okay, here we'll be having 10 16. I think we'll be having 20 ports here. So out of 20, we only in a few number of ports is going to support the PoE, where they are going to provide the power and also data at the same time. Okay, so that's the capability of PoE, where you will be you have seen the IP phones, right? Where these IP phones needs power as well as data as well, right? So if you connect the power, if you connect the IP device here, this firewall will provide power as well as data to the IP phone, so that these IP phones, if you want to work any IP phones, or if you have any other powered device, we'll be calling as an PDs. So if you have any other PDs to work, so you can connect these PoE ports, so that it is going to provide the power as well as data for the devices. Okay, so what I'm going to say from these models, hardware models means these hardware models will work based upon the enterprise support. Okay, enterprise level or enterprise size. Okay, if you have a small size company, or if you have any small branch offices, you can best go with PA 220 or PA 400, because this will also cost very less. Okay, the cost wise also this will be very less. And if your company budget is low and if you have less number of users, it is better go with PA 220 or PA 400. And if your company is mid size, you can go with PA 800. And if your company, if you have an large enterprise, go with PA 5200 and 3200. And if you are running an ISP or data center, you can go with 7000 series firewalls. Okay, so that's a enterprise grade performance. Okay, the Palo Alto firewall will also provide enterprise grade performance based upon your enterprise size and based upon your the traffic and the users that are available in your network. Okay, and the last one is an VPN support. Okay, and the Palo Alto is also going to support, just a minute. So the VPN support, in the sense the Palo Alto is going to provide the VPN support. They will be having multiple VPNs like site to site VPN or remote access VPNs. So the site to site mostly used between our branch offices. Okay, where you will be having multiple branches. Okay, if you have a company and you have one branch office in Hyderabad, other branch office is in Bangalore, so you will be if you want to exchange the information securely between your branch offices, you have to go with site to site VPN. Okay, so that is a one type of VPN. Okay, so the first one is an site to site VPN. Okay, so you will be having an branch office in Hyderabad, and you are also having a branch office is in Bangalore, where you are maintaining the firewall. So now one of the user want to connect with the other user in Bangalore, okay, in a secure manner. Okay, this will be connecting via internet. Okay, so if something has to be, okay, communicated between these users, that should be in a secure manner, because these are the confidential information what we are exchanging between our branch offices. Okay, so that should be in a secure manner. So if you want to exchange the data between your branch offices in a secure manner, we have to build a secure tunnel between your branch offices, that is an site to site VPN, which we are going to use IPsec as a protocol. Okay, so the IPsec protocol will help you to bring an, okay, to build an tunnel between your branch offices, so that your user traffic will be uh, forward, or user traffic will be transferred in a secure manner. Okay, that's we are going to learn in our codes. We'll be having an IPsec as a codes. Okay, IPsec as a topic in our course. Okay, and not only site to site, we'll be also having a remote access VPN. Okay, so what is the remote access VPN means? So the users, okay, some of the users doing work from home, or users connecting your office from the remote location. Let's assume you have an office in India. Okay, and someone sitting in USA. Okay, if they want to connect to your network securely from USA to the office located in India, so they have to use a remote access VPN. Okay, so this remote access VPN will provide you an information about our okay, office related information, or if the user want to access the servers or any applications or any information that lies inside the company which lies inside, so they want to connect with the remote access VPNs. Okay, so in Palo Alto we will be having an global protect as an remote access VPN. Okay, global protect. Okay, so multiple vendors they will be having their they will be having their own global protect access VPN. For Palo Alto we will be having global protect. Okay, and Fortinet they will be having FortiClient, and Cisco they will be having any connect. Okay, so they will be having their own vendor specific global remote access VPNs. Okay, for Palo Alto we will be calling as a global protect. Okay, this global protect application we are going to install in the user machine, and we are going to, okay, provide a username and password for that. Using that username and password, they are going to connect this global protect VPN. Once the global protect VPN connects, it will form a secure tunnel between the user and the uh, company network, and they will exchange the, or they are going to access the servers or whatever the information that they want from the company. So they are going to access in a secure manner. Okay, and not only that, we'll also, it is okay, it is also going to support SSL VPN, where your web browse traffic will be there, right? So all your web traffic, okay, is going to use HTTPS traffic, right? That HTTPS, this SSL is going to use the HTTPS as a protocol, where your traffic will be secured in, okay, in an SSL VPN. So if you, okay, I think you are already known, right? So let's assume let's assume you are accessing something on the web browser, right? So what will happen first if you are accessing, let's assume you are accessing www.google.com. So www.google.com. Okay, so what is the first step that it is going to do?
DNS.
The TCP handshake will happen.
Yeah.
No, DNS
Oh,
resolution will happen first.
DNS resolution, yeah.
So if you are accessing something on the web browser, like www.google.com, DNS resolution will be happen first. So to identify the, okay, underlying IP for this google.com. Once the IP is identified, so the next one is an TCP handshake. Okay, so TCP three-way handshake will be happen. Okay, to form connection between your client and the server. And once the TCP connection TCP connection is successfully completed, the client and server will start exchanging the data, right? So if you want to exchange the data between the client and the server in a secure manner, the next thing what will happen is SSL sorry, SSL handshake will happen. Okay, so these are the series of steps. Sorry guys. So these are the series of steps that will be involved whenever you are accessing www.google.com. So if you type www.google.com, the underlying protocol for this is in HTTPS. If it has an HTTPS, so the DNS resolution will happen first, TCP handshake. So once the TCP handshake completes, the SSL handshake will complete. The SSL handshake will be happen. Once the SSL handshake completes, so between your client and server, a secure tunnel formed. Okay, that will be an SSL VPN. Okay, or SSL tunnel. So between the client and server, the data will be exchanged in a secure manner using an SSL handshake. Okay, so these are the VPN supports that we have in the Palo Alto firewall. Okay, and so we're coming up with our codes details now. Okay, so see here, these codes is is designed in such a way that to tackle the real time issues and real time situations. Okay, so in this duration of the codes, so we are going to cover firewall fundamentals. So in these firewall fundamentals, we'll know about hardwares, interface types. Okay, what are the zones, what is interface management profile, and what is the life of a packet. Okay, how the packet flow inside the firewall. Okay, so whenever the traffic receives on the firewall, how the traffic will be, how the firewall is going to inspect the traffic, and how the firewall going to validate the traffic, and how the firewall going to send the traffic out. Okay, that we are going to learn in the life of a packet. And we're also having session types. Okay, once the traffic reaches on the firewall, so in which session it, what is the session type first, and once the traffic is allowed, what is the session type on the firewall. So that we are going to discuss here. And not only that, we'll be having basic lab. Okay, we are going to do an lab. So we are using EVNG as a tool for our online lab setup. So we are going to help you to build an lab setup in the EVNG tool. So guys, someone go on mute. Yeah, so here the lab setup will be, we are doing in the EVNG tool. So we are going to help you to build everything, but make sure, so I have one request here. So whoever want to do the labs in their own laptop, they should have 16 GB of RAM. Okay, at least 16 GB of RAM, and 512 GB of storage. Okay,
Sir,
and
home
also,
version, okay, sir.
sorry,
Home version. Home version.
home version is also okay, but if you have this requirement,
Yeah, that kind of like 16 GB, sir, 16 512
yeah, that's fine. Okay,
i5 series. Okay, sir.
yeah, that's fine. So we are going to build an EVNG lab in the EVNG tool, and all the labs are going to do in the same lab. Okay, so in that firewall fundamentals, we will be having an basic lab which covers everything that we are going to discuss here. And after that, we are discussing about upgradation of the firewalls. What are the steps involved to upgrade firewall? If you want to upgrade from one PAN-OS version to other PAN-OS version, and we'll be having a configuration backup, how to take configuration backup, and also we are also going to cover how to apply license on the firewall. Okay, and also there is a small there will be an small topic called how to how to set up the lab, and how to configure management IP to access to access the firewall from the remote location, that we are going to cover. Okay, so after 2 days of our starting of the course, So there will be a product training, okay, where I am going to show you the PA220 firewall that I have, and what are the, okay, what are the interfaces that are available, okay, front panel, back panel, what are the components are available, and how can we connect that, and how can we log into the firewall first, and how can we configure management IP to access from the remote locations, okay, all we are going to learn in the product training on day 3. And so after that we'll be, okay, last we'll be having an troubleshooting session. So if something you can see on the firewall, so how can we troubleshoot that situation, okay, how can you tackle that situation, we are going to learn there, okay. These fundamentals will cover all these things, which completes in, okay, 7 days. So only we are focusing on the firewalls for the first 7 days, okay. And after that we are entering into our the main topics, okay, SSL decryption. So we have discussed about HTTPS traffic, right? So all the HTTPS traffic will be in the encrypted format, okay. I think encrypt means something which, okay, which we are which we can see and read, that is going to convert in way that no one can see and no one can read, okay. So that will be an encryption process. So if you are using HTTPS traffic, that will be an encrypted traffic, okay. So in order to fire, the firewall has to be inspect the traffic, right? So in order to do that, the firewall is, we need to configure SSL decryption in the firewall, so that this encrypted traffic once receives on the firewall, it is going to decrypt, okay, and inspect the okay, the firewall is going to inspect the traffic, okay. So for that we need an SSL decryption. So in that we'll be having two methods of SSL decryption. One is an forward proxy and other one is an inbound inspection, okay. So this detail we can going to learn in the SSL decryption class. And URL category and filtering, okay. So this URL category and filtering we are going to learn in the Palo Alto course. So this will be telling you, okay. So if you are something, if you want to use Facebook, okay, if you want to use Instagram, or if you want to use not only Facebook, and if you want to use Amazon, okay, so we need to configure the URL category and filtering, okay. In that URL category and filtering, whatever the URLs that you have, okay, allowed to access, the users are going to, the firewall will provide access to those URLs. And whatever the URLs that users are supposed to block, the firewall, okay, we are configuring URL category and filtering, and we are going to block, okay. So let's assume you have an company with 50 users. In that 50 users, you will be having 30 employees, 10 IT, okay, IT department, and 5 HR related, okay. So 10 will be an IT, 5 will be HR, and 5 will be an management, okay. So whoever the employees will be there, so these employees will not, okay, I will okay, this is my company, right? I will decide. So these 30 employees only access only work related URLs, okay, work related URLs, and these employees should not access any social media applications or any gaming applications, okay, or uh, any entertainment, okay. So all these we need to block, okay. They have only they, we want to provide only work related URLs or work related okay, applications to these 30 employees. What we can do means, we can create URL category and filtering. Whatever you want to allow, you can allow, okay. And then whatever you want to rest, you can block them, okay. And we'll be having okay, 10 people in IT department. So what are the applications and what are the URLs that is required for IT department? So you can make use of this URL category and filtering. You can allow them, and rest we can okay, we can block them, okay. And we will be having 5 HR. In the same way we can okay, allow the HR related portals like HRMS or any other portals that are required, that are available in my company. I am going to allow them, and rest I am going to block. And we will be having 5 management, and I want to provide full access for them, okay. Whatever they can access, they want to access, I want to provide full access to them, so I will create the uh, URL category filtering in such a way to get in full access. Okay, so this is something like, if you want to block something, or if you want to allow something, or like if you want to allow some URLs and if you want to block some URLs, you can make use of this URL category and filtering. Okay, that will define, so what are the URLs that particular user has to access, and what are the URLs that particular user has, okay, blocked for the particular users. Okay, that defines in the URL category and filtering. And next we'll be having an IPsec VPN. So we have discussed, right, whenever you want to communicate between your branch offices, so you have to use an site to site VPN which uses IPsec as a protocol. In this IPsec there will be an okay, two phases. So one phase is going to build first, phase 1 is going to build first. Once the phase 1 is completed, and this phase 1 will be used to build an phase 2. Okay, so inside the phase 1 you will be having phase 2, and inside the phase 2 our actual traffic will flow. Okay, so that we'll discuss in the IPsec classes. And for, okay, here for every topic we'll be having a lab. Okay, and also some troubleshooting part. Okay, if something is facing on this, so how can you troubleshoot? And here also you will be also having lab, so how to configure category and filtering, and how can we troubleshoot whenever you face some issues on this topic. Okay, and here also you will be having a lab and troubleshooting part. So next we'll be having a global protect, where we'll be using as a remote access VPNs. As we discussed before, who are working from the remote locations, they want to use an global protect VPN if their company is using an Palo Alto firewall. Okay, if you are using, if the company using FortiGate firewall, this global protect will not work. Okay, so they, because this FortiGate will be having an 40 client as an remote access VPN, so they want to use that. Okay, this global protect will not work whenever they are using any other firewall other than Palo Alto firewall. Okay, and in this global protect we'll be having multiple things. Okay, the agent, portal, gateway, this we are going to discuss in detail. And the next topic we'll be having in high availability. So this high availability will mainly use it for redundant purpose. Okay, redundancy purpose. I think you have already known VRRP and HSRP, right? Guys, you know about VRRP and HSRP?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. See, in VRRP and HSRP, one router will be in active and other router will be in the standby. When this active router goes down, this router will be taking care of active traffic, right? So in the same way, the Palo Alto will be having a concept called high availability, where you are going to use two firewalls. One firewall will be in the, okay, active, and one firewall will be in the passive. Okay, passive in the sense standby. Okay, all the active traffic will be taken care by the active firewall. Okay, and once the active firewall goes down, your traffic will shift towards this pass standby firewall. At that time this standby will become active. Okay, and that, okay, these things we are going to covered in the high availability. And for that high availability, so how to configure and what are the things needs to be configured to form and two firewalls in high availability. And also we can be having a troubleshooting part as well. Okay, and the last thing we'll be having an the panorama, which we are using as an centralized management device. So how can we use this panorama, how can we connect firewalls to the panorama, what what are the things available, how the panorama is going to manage the firewalls. Okay, in terms of configuration. Okay, that we are going to discuss in the panorama topic. And also we are going to commit, okay, we are going to cover this commit as a separate class. Okay, separate class in sense, after completion of fundamentals we'll be having this commit class. So I think whoever working on the Juniper, they will know about the commit. But if you have don't know about the commit, we'll discuss, okay, in brief. Okay, so this is something like save the configuration. Okay, if something configured, if some configuration done on the firewall, you want to save that in the running config, right? So in order to do, or in order to save the configuration to the running configuration in the Palo Alto firewall, you need to do a commit. Okay, so that will uh, the baseline of the commit. But how the firewall is going to, okay, if some configuration done, and if you are going to save that configuration, how the firewall is going to validate configuration, and what are the things involved in the backend to successfully to successfully save the configuration in running config. Okay, so if you are doing some changes, so if the changes are not accurate, okay, if something you have missed in the configuration, or the syntax of the configuration is not correct, the, okay, the commit process is going to validate that. And if something is not accurate, the commit will fail, means the commit will not be saved in the running configuration. Okay, so that we'll briefly discuss in this commit session. Okay, and this will be the contents that we are going to cover in entire course, and within the span of 25 days. Okay, this course will be in 25 days, where we can cover all these topics, including labs and uh, troubleshooting classes. Okay, and
సార్
yeah,
సార్ ఇది లోడ్ బ్యాలెన్స్ టైప్ ఏమైనా ఉంటుందా సార్?
in the Palo Alto we'll be not having any load balance,
ఓకే
but
సార్.
here in the high availability we'll be having two modes, right? So we will be having
యాక్టివ్
active passive and active active. This will
ఓకే సార్.
be, if you are using active active setup, this will be load sharing. Okay, this will
లోడ్
show
షేరింగ్.
the load. Okay, this will be going to share the load, but it will not accurately use the load balancing.
ఓకే సార్.
Yeah. So okay, if you are, okay, if you are working with if you want to work with network security rules, okay, you may get a doubt like what are the roles that are available in the network security, and what are the, okay, what you, if you want to join in network security as an fresher, or if you want to join the network security as an experience, so how will be the payrolls? Okay, these, okay, these are the payrolls and pay scales that I have taken based upon my, okay, experience, and uh, that I have discussed with some of the, okay, expert, some of the engineers, okay, who are working in their respective domains. So these are the average pay skills that we have. So for freshers, or okay, whoever having 1 year of experience, they are going to join as an L1 security engineer, and they will get an average of, okay, 3.5 to 4.5. And if they have, okay, uh, 2 to 3 years of experience, and if they have learned the, okay, product well, so they are going with L2 engineer, and they will be having the pay scale in this, okay, in this range. And if someone is expert in the product, like if you are expert in the Palo Alto, and if you know anything everything on the firewall, so you will be going with L3 engineer, where they will be going to provide the pay scale within the range. And after experts we will be having a specialist. Okay, the specialist will be in type 2 and type 3. So these will also calling as an escalation engineers. Okay, so if something is not going to solve here, so they are going to escalate to, okay, these escalation engineers, they will take care of, okay, the further troubleshooting of the issue. So this will be an, okay, this will be an pay skills that they are providing. After that you will be as a specialist afterwards, if you want. Okay, you'll go with team lead, or okay, we'll be having principal engineers. Okay, and we'll be having going with manager levels. Okay, that will depends on the career growth plan, or depends on the organization that they will take care of. Okay, but these are some average pay skills that I have taken. The average pay skills will be like this. Okay, and
సార్
with this I'm, okay, I was completing this. So now the session is yours. If you have any questions, you can
సార్
go ahead and
సర్టిఫికేషన్స్
let me know.
So certification types like
Here before it will be we will be having an okay PCNSE, but they have ruled out of this PCNSE certification, and they bought some levels in the certification types. Okay, so I think
okay.
I have taken that. Let me show you that.
సార్ సిసిఎన్ఏ సర్టిఫికేషన్ లేకుండా ఇది ఉంటే ఏం కాదా సార్? లైక్ సిసిఎన్ఏ సర్టిఫికేషన్ మస్టా? లేకపోతే ఇది బెటర్ అంటారా? ఒకవేళ డైరెక్ట్ ఇది ఉంటే బెటర్ అంటారా?
Yeah, CCNA, this certificate will not correlate anywhere. If you have a this certificate about okay without CCNA, that will also fine. That's
Okay.
not an issue. Okay. So here in the network security, we'll be having all this. Okay, the fundamental, the foundational will be having two certificates, and the professional level will be having security professional. For the specialist, we'll be having security analyst and next generation firewall engineer.
So we
Sir, we
are
couldn't
unable
able
to
to
see
see, sir.
your
Oh,
session.
yes, yes, I have shared one.
సర్టిఫికేషన్ కాస్ట్ ఎట్లుంటుంది సార్?
Certificate will be like before it was an $175 USD dollars plus GST, but I think now it has changed. I think maybe you will be getting around 220 USD dollars. So you will be having network. Okay, this is about Palo Alto certification path. So in the network security, you will be having foundational, professional, specialist, and architect. So mostly, if you want to do an Palo Alto certificate, we are going with a next generation firewall engineer. So in the next generation firewall engineer, you will be having okay, depends on it will be having a knowledge on firewalls directly. So in this, we'll be having multiple okay multiple courses, and what we are going to okay what we are going to cover in our sessions. So mostly I'm going to cover 80%, okay, 70 to 80% of certification certification syllabus, but there are a few that I have not included because I was designed in such a way that how to tackle real time issues, okay, and how to tackle real time problems in net in your company if you are going with Palo Alto engineer. Okay, so these are the certifications that we have, but if you want you can go with next generation firewall engineer. Okay.
Actually, I have one question.
Yeah.
This is network security is under the cyber security, or it is completely different from the.
Cyber security is something different. Okay, network security first, network security, then you can if you have uh, expert in the network security, you can go with cyber security. They will be having say their design, or they will be having their own certification path, but this is
Okay.
something different with cyber security.
Okay. Currently, I'm working as like monitor network monitoring.
Mm-hmm.
So we used to monitor switch
Okay.
interface and APs,
Okay.
also firewall as well.
Okay.
But we are not doing any configuration thing.
Mm-hmm.
So which course will be the best fit for me? Like this one, Palo Alto or any CCNA course? Which
Better
one you
if
will recommend?
if you have any if you have any experience, or if you know anything about
Yeah, currently I have
networking before.
3 years of experience. Yeah,
Sorry,
currently I'm working.
3 years of experience.
Yes.
So if you have 3 years of experience in networking, you can okay, you can opt the Palo Alto. But if you feel that I don't have sufficient knowledge, I need to learn okay in depth of CCNA or in depth of networking, better go
Yeah.
with CCNA, then come to the Palo Alto.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. So someone is asking. So sorry. So Rahiman, are you available? So Rahiman is asking that, sir, I have experience. I'm fresher for network domain. Please explain about. Yeah, if you are experienced in other domain, okay, other than networking, so mostly you will be considered as a fresher in the networking domain. But we can convert that experience into the networking domain as well. Okay, so better you can you have to go with from basic level like CCNA, CCNB. Okay, then you can choose Palo Alto or any other security related. Okay, so here we are dealing with Palo, right? I am just going with Palo Alto, so that you will be having an okay foundation on the networking as well as in security. Okay, and any discount available, as I saw some real 50% discount for people who are no, actually, this is okay. This is an old one, but we are providing 50% of discount only for the fees reimbursement students. Okay, not for the people who are doing the jobs. We are providing only 50% of discounts for the fee reimbursement student. Okay, so what's the minimum requirement for the laptop? Yeah, see here the minimum requirement of the laptop is 16 GB of RAM and 512 GB of SSD. So that will work for this lab setup. Okay, go with Intel i5. Okay,
Sir, do we cover IDS, IPS as well in this?
yes, we are going to cover IDS and IPS as well.
Okay, and one more thing, sir. Do we cover this email gateway as well?
No, we don't have the such type of thing here in the Palo Alto email gateway.
Okay, so that most of the people say that next generation firewall is maintained by all this kind of stuff, right? So that is
Email gateway instance you can configure okay email servers and you can have that in firewalls, but not exactly what you are thinking. Okay, so we are configuring email servers to get the alerts. Okay, whenever something is happening in network. Okay, so that
okay.
we can
Only we can configure the proof point or something else, this kind of things.
yes.
Okay.
సార్ ఈమెయిల్‌ది అంటే దాంట్లో చేస్తారు కదా సార్. లైక్ సర్వర్స్‌లో చేస్తారు కదా!
Actually, email servers will be different. Okay, so email servers will be there. So we are configuring that email servers in the firewalls in such a way that whenever you have something, okay, something happen in your network, if you want to trigger an email alert on your okay email, so what's happened on your network, so that we can configure. But exactly email gateway we are not using in the firewalls.
ఓకే. మ్యాక్స్ అయితే యాక్టివ్ డైరెక్టరీలోనే ఏస్తారు కదా సార్. లైక్ వాటిలోనే ఏసేస్తారు కదా!
Yeah,
అంటే
mostly
యాక్టివ్ దాంట్లో
the active directory
ఆ!
they are going to use. Yes.
యాహ్! అదే దీంట్లో అయితే జస్ట్ మనకి ఏదన్నా ట్రాఫిక్ గురించే కదా సార్. జస్ట్ ఇది యూజ్ చేసుకునేది అంతే కదా!
Yes, that's correct. Yeah.
ఓకే.
Sir, one doubt. Do you cover in OS firewall, OS installation in firewall in this
We
course?
are going to cover okay OS installation in sense we don't, if we want to cover that we need to have active license. So the firewall which are available in our lab, so we don't have active software variant license. We have only PAVM license where it is going to support the okay the features that we have discussed. But if you want to okay install or if you want to do an upgradation, there is one more license called software warranty license that we need to purchase from Palo Alto, and then we need to install that in our firewalls. In order to do that we need to okay we need to register with the Palo Alto. So as of now we don't have that, but we are going to demonstrate the upgradation process steps. Okay, what needs to be done and what needs to be okay checked, and how the process will be, how the step by step process of that upgradation path. Okay, but we are not doing complete okay upgradation from one panel to other panel sessions.
Okay. So what about that if any new firewall basic configurations, right? So that is will cover right in the course.
Basic
So how to,
configuration.
yeah, in the new firewall setup
New
configurations.
firewall setup, yeah, that I am going to do in in product training. Okay, so if some new firewall came, how can we connect to the network? How can we uh, uh, how can we configure management related stuffs? And first, how can we connect the firewall to our laptop? And how can we
Okay.
configure? And if something you have any configuration files, how can we import that into the firewalls? That we can cover. Yes.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Sir, what about this VM? Sort of some firewalls we can configure in VM, right? So how to do that configurations in VMs? That all.
VMs. Oh, that we are not going to cover here.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, Lakshmi Reddy K. I have one question. Where you going to configure the firewall in CLI or GA? Okay. We mostly this Palo Alto firewall we are going to use GUI and less of CLI. Okay. CLI we are using for some troubleshooting part. Mostly we are going to use 90% of GUI in the codes. Okay. Everything you can do in the GUI. You can troubleshoot in the GUI, and there are some some troubleshooting which will not be available in the GUI that we are going to use in the CLI. Okay.
Sir, I have one question.
Oh yes, go ahead.
Uh, so if we take this course,
Mm,
and currently I have like couple of like 8 months of experience in firewalls,
mm,
and I was planning to take this course. And
yeah.
which certification you will suggest us to take, sir, first for security side, network security side?
Yeah, as we discuss here, we'll be having an Palo Alto next generation firewall, right? That
Yeah.
will be one that you need to have.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And Maripalli Sai Sharat routing protocols firewall apply checha. Yes, we can apply the routing protocols in the firewalls. The firewall will also going to is supporting the routing protocols. So in the firewall also we will be having an virtual router. The firewall will also work as a router in which we will be having an virtual router where you can configure static routes, OSPF, BGP. We can also configure in the firewalls. Okay.
Okay, sir. Sir, in this scenario, we don't require router, no, sir. Then,
In this scenario, we don't need a router, but other side, if you have an router or if you are using any routing protocols on other side that you are using a router, you have to use that side. But in the firewall, if you have a firewall that you have configured OSP and BGP, so router is not needed. Yes.
okay, sir.
Yeah, Krishna. Garsikuti Krishna, which one is preferable, only CCNA or the program that company designed like CCNA, CCNP, Juniper and Palo Alto? Yeah, I will suggest Krishna. So if you are an fresher, okay, or like if you have recently passed out, so better go with CCNA. But if you are working employee of 3 to 4 years experience, or if you want to move from non-IT background to IT background, better you can choose the company designed internship programs which covers multiple vendor concepts. Okay, CCNA, CCNP, where you can learn on Cisco. Juniper you can learn on Juniper device. Palo Alto the security side. Okay, so mostly in nowadays the companies are preferring multi-vendor knowledge, so that the experienced people, if you have the multi-vendor knowledge, that will be an added advantage. Okay, so that's my recommendation for you. Okay, Bharati
Thank you,
Halwani.
sir.
Yeah. So what kind of network topics do we need to brush up for this course, like prerequisite topicals? Okay, if you have basic networking topics, okay, so how ping works, how op works, how DNS works, static routes, okay. Mostly we are using these networking topics in the firewalls. If you know, okay, all this basic networking stuff, that's well and good, okay. So RP. So I have 1.7 years experience and 2 years career gap. Already took CCNA. Is it mandatory to took internship or it's fine? Please suggest. So you are having 1.7 years experience and 2 years gap, right? So if it is better to take the internship program, okay, because we can show them. So if you have only CCNA, that is not required because you are an experience and you will also have some career gap, right? So if you have, okay, if you have knowledge on multiple vendors, so we can showcase them, okay, these are the things that I have learned, and while in this, okay, and also we can show them that I have strong knowledge on these things, and so they can prefer you if you have, okay, multiple vendor knowledge, okay. So Imam SK, I have 2 years of experience in non-IT, then moved to IT as desktop engineer. Good. So I have good knowledge in CCNA. I have been preparing CCNA from last 3 years. Okay, now which course is better? So if you are well preparing for CCNA, if you have know about CCNA, better take the internship program which covers, okay, or you can go with CCNP and any other security topic, security firewall, okay. So go with CCNP and also go with Palo Alto, so that you will be having an great foundation on great knowledge on the networking topics, and you will also have added advantage as a security engineer, okay. I will suggest go with CCNP and Palo Alto, okay. So core
హలో సార్.
advanced, yeah. So,
సార్ ఇప్పుడు అందరూ ఈ మధ్యలో ఆటోమేషన్ నెట్వర్కింగ్ అని అంటున్నారు కదా!
అవునవునవును.
లైక్ ఇప్పుడు మనం ఇది సీసీఎన్‌పి ఉంటుంది. అండ్ లైనక్స్ ఐడియా ఉన్నవాళ్ళు, వర్చువల్ అంటే లైక్ వీఎం ఒక ఐడియా ఉన్నవాళ్ళు, అంటే ఉంటే ఇవన్నీ ఉండి
యా.
లైక్ ఒక ప్యాకేజ్ లాగా అంటే ఇప్పుడు ఏడబ్ల్యూఎస్‌లో కూడా కొంచెం వీపీసీస్ క్రియేట్ చేయడము అండ్ స్టోరేజ్ గురించి ఇవన్నీ ఐడియా ఉండేసి, సో వాళ్ళు ఏ రకంగా వెళ్తే బెటర్ సార్? లైక్ వాళ్ళని ఎలా తీసుకుంటారు? వాళ్ళకి ఫర్ సపోజ్ 3 ఇయర్స్, 4 ఇయర్స్ ఎక్స్‌పీరియన్స్ ఉంది. సో ఈ డొమైన్స్ మీద టచ్ ఉంది. టచ్ అంటే లైక్ ఇన్ డెప్త్ కాకుండా ఒక 50% ఉంది.
యా యా.
సో మ్యాక్స్ ఎలా ఉంటుంది? వాళ్ళ ప్యాకేజ్ అండ్ ఎలా ఉంటుంది
మ్యాక్స్గా
సార్?
వాళ్ళు ఏంటి అంటే, ఓకే, నెట్వర్క్ సపోర్ట్ ఇంజనీర్గానే వెళ్తారు. ఎందుకంటే
ఓకే.
ఇన్ ఎవ్రీ ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్ మోస్ట్లీ దే ఆర్ యూజింగ్ networking, and also they are going to, okay, use cloud like AWS or Azure. So if
యాహ్!
you have an AWS and they are using an AWS, so they will be hire you as a network support engineers who is going to support router switches as well as AWS as well, okay. So
యాహ్!
the package is like that, we cannot comment on that because that depends on your okay,
ప్రీవియస్ ప్యాకేజ్.
previous package, and also the
నాలెడ్జ్.
demand for their role and what they are providing on that particular role, okay. But
ఓకే.
mostly based upon your previous package, you will obviously get, okay, you will get an 30 to 50% of hike, but 100% also you can expect. That depends on their demand, and that they have okay, capped on that particular role.
ఓకే. సార్ అయితే మా దాంట్లో నేను ప్రీవియస్ చేసిన దాంట్లో హైపర్‌వి దాని మీద మేము చేసాము.
Okay.
2025, 22ది తీసుకున్నాము.
Okay.
అండ్ ఫైర్‌వాల్ సోనిక్వాల్ అని చెప్పాను కదా! అదొకటి.
Yeah.
అండ్ మాకు ఇప్పుడు అంటే డెవలపర్స్ తోటి మేము బాగా ఇంటరాక్ట్ అవ్వడంతోటి గిట్ అంటే
Git
లైక్
Git
డెవాప్స్ టూల్స్ తోటి కూడా కొంచెం నాకు బానే కొంచెం ఐడియా ఉంది. ఇప్పుడు
okay.
జెంకిన్స్ ఇవి ఇలా.
Okay.
అండ్ ఆఫ్టర్ దట్ ఇప్పుడు ఏడబ్ల్యూఎస్‌ది మీరన్నట్టు కొన్ని కోర్సెస్ అంటే కొన్ని క్లాసెస్ లాగా విన్నాను. అంటే ఆన్‌లైన్‌లో అనుకోండి ఎట్లైనా అని.
Okay. Okay.
అది
Okay.
మేము అక్కడ మాకు ఆల్రెడీ ఏడబ్ల్యూఎస్ ఉంది యాక్చువల్‌గా. సో
Mm-hmm.
మేము ఐపీస్ ఇవ్వడము అలాంటివి చేసేవాళ్ళం. ఏడబ్ల్యూఎస్ వాళ్ళతోటి ఇంటరాక్ట్ అయ్యేసి సైట్స్ వాళ్ళకి తోటి చెప్తే ఇలా ఇచ్చేవాళ్ళం.
Okay.
సో మా వాళ్ళేంటంటే ఇన్ డెప్త్‌గా మా దాంట్లో అంటే నీకు ఏడబ్ల్యూఎస్ మీద ఐడియా లేదు గదా!
Mm.
సో మీరు కొంచెం అప్‌గ్రేడ్ అవ్వాలి అదని చెప్పారు మా దాంట్లో. సో
Okay.
దట్స్
Okay.
ద రీజన్.
Mm-hmm.
అండ్ నేను ఇంకొక దగ్గరికెళ్ళినప్పుడు సాక్ అనాలిసిస్ట్‌గా ఆఫర్ ఇచ్చారు.
Okay.
సో ఐ డోంట్ హావ్ ఎక్స్‌పీరియన్స్ దట్ సాక్ అనాలిసిస్ట్.
So okay. Okay.
సో, అందుకనే అంటున్నాను. ఇప్పుడు ఈ డొమైన్స్ అంటే వీటి మీద టచ్ ఉంది.
Hmm.
అయితే మన సైట్స్‌లో చూసినప్పుడు అదే నెట్వర్క్ ఆటోమేషన్ అనేది కనిపిచ్చింది.
Okay.
సో,
Yeah.
ఇవన్నీ మన దాంట్లో పెట్టి ఉన్నాయి. అంటే లైనెక్స్ సో,
Hmm.
అలా ఉన్నాయి గదా!
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
సో, అంటే అలా అడుగుతున్నాను సార్. ఇప్పుడు ఈ ప్యాకేజ్ పెట్టుకొని అంటే ఈ నాలెడ్జ్ తెచ్చుకొని
Hmm.
సో, ఎలా వెళ్ళొచ్చు గదా! అని
యా
అడుగుతున్నాను
వెళ్ళొచ్చు.
సార్.
ఎస్ వెళ్ళొచ్చు. ఇక్కడ ఏంటి అంటే మనం ఇన్ డెప్త్ నాలెడ్జ్ ప్రొవైడ్ చేస్తున్నాం కాబట్టి సో యూ కెన్ గెయిన్ నాలెడ్జ్ హియర్ అండ్ యూ కెన్ స్విచ్.
ఓకే. రీసెంట్‌గా ఒక కంపెనీకెళ్ళినప్పుడు గూడా ఇవే అడిగారు సార్ పాలో ఆల్టో. సో,
ఓకే.
నీకు ప్రీవియస్ అంతా ఓకే. బట్ పాలో ఆల్టో
హలో.
లేనందుకు రిజెక్ట్ చేస్తున్నామని అన్నారు.
ఓకే. ఓకే.
బట్ L1గా తీసుకుంటాం మళ్ళా సీసీఎన్ఏ అదంతా ఓకేనా అని అన్నారు.
ఓకే.
ఓకే అని అన్నాను.
ఆ.
బట్ ఇప్పుడు పాలో ఆల్టో నేర్చుకోవడానికి కారణం ఏందంటే అంటే ఎక్కడికెళ్ళినా గాని ఇది అడుగుతున్నారు.
యా యా
సెక్యూరిటీ లెవెల్‌లో
ఖచ్చితంగా.
ఒకటి
ఎస్
ఫిక్స్ అవుతాను.
ఎస్ ఎస్.
ఒకటి ఫిక్స్ అయిపోయి ఇప్పుడు సాక్ అంటే ఎళ్తే సాక్‌కెళ్ళొచ్చు నెక్స్ట్ థింకింగ్.
యా యా.
సో, అలానే ఇప్పుడు అంటే ఇది జస్ట్ అడుగుతున్నాను సార్. ఎందుకంటే ఏడబ్ల్యూఎస్ అయితే మస్ట్ అయిపోయింది సార్. అండ్ నెక్స్ట్ ఎవరికైనా గాని నెట్వర్కింగ్ దాంట్లో ఉన్న వాళ్ళకైనా ఎవరికైనా గాని క్లౌడ్
ఏడబ్ల్యూఎస్
వైపు
మస్ట్ అయింది. తర్వాత కూడా ఇక్కడ మోస్ట్లీ
డెవాప్స్‌లో గూడా ఒక టూల్స్ డెవాప్స్
యా
టూల్స్‌లో అడుగుతున్నారు సార్.
ఎస్ ఎస్.
ఆ! ఇప్పుడు ఎట్లా
అండ్
అడుగుతున్నారంటే జెంకిన్స్ అండ్ గిట్ ఇంకా యాన్సిబుల్ బాగా ప్లే బుక్స్ ఉంటాయి గదా!
అవునవును. యాన్సర్
యామెల్
ప్లే
ప్లే
ఎస్
బుక్స్.
ఎస్ ఎస్
ఇవి మస్ట్ అయిపోయాయి సార్ అసలు. అంటే
ఎస్
లైక్
ఎస్.
ఇంటర్వ్యూ క్వెషన్స్‌లో గూడా ఇది మెన్షన్ చేస్తున్నారు. సీఐసీడీ టూల్స్ అండ్ యాన్సిబుల్
ఎస్.
ఇవి ఇంకోటి ఇంకోటి మానిటరింగ్ టూల్ గ్రాఫానా, ప్రామిసెస్ ఏదో ఒకటి
యా
రకంగా పెట్టేస్తున్నారు అని చెప్తున్నాను
ఇక్కడ
అంతే.
ఏంటి అంటే ఈ ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ ఉన్న వాళ్ళకి దే ఆర్ ఎక్స్పెక్టింగ్ నాలెడ్జ్ ఆన్
ఆ!
డిఫరెంట్ వెండర్స్. ఓకే, దట్స్ వాట్
యాహ్!
we have came up with a core internship. We'll be having multiple core internship. For non-IT we'll be having separate, for IT experience we'll be having separate, for automation we'll be having separate. Okay, based upon your requirement you can choose and you can gain knowledge here and you
సార్
can.
జస్ట్ సిస్టమ్ అడ్మిన్ ఉన్న క్యాండిడేట్స్‌ని ఇంత అడగడం అనేది అంటే అంటే లైక్ అనొద్దు గాని బయట ప్రెజెంట్‌గా ఉన్న సిట్యుయేషన్స్‌కి గూడా
Yeah,
ఒకటే
yeah, yeah,
పర్సెంట్
they
హై
are expecting more from the candidates who have some experience levels.
యాహ్! అండ్ ఏఐ ఆల్సో సార్. లైక్ ఏఐ ఆల్సో గూడా అడుగుతున్నారు గదా! అట్లా అని అంటే మీరు మొన్న ఆటోమేషన్ దాంట్లో నేను చూస్తున్న దాంట్లో యాన్సిబుల్ ఇవన్నీ మీరు కూడా పెట్టారు గదా! మన దాంట్లో.
అవునవునవును, యాన్సిబుల్ ఉన్నాయి.
ఆ!
ఎస్.
సో, నాకు తెలిసినయితే ఇంకొకటి యాడ్ చేస్తే బావుంటది. అంటే లైక్ మానిటరింగ్ టూల్ అయిపోయి గ్రాఫానానో ఏదైనా ప్రోన్సిసో ఏదైనా పెడితే బావుంటదని అనుకుంటున్నాను.
మేము
అంటే నా సైడ్ నుంచి.
యాక్చువల్గా మానిటరింగ్ టూల్ ఒకటి తీసుకొచ్చాం కానీ అది అంటే ఐ మీన్ ఇంకా ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేయలేదు. వీఆర్
యాహ్!
గోయింగ్ టు ఇంప్లిమెంట్ దట్. యా
యాహ్! ఓకే సార్. యాహ్!
యా థ్యాంక్స్. Yeah, we'll be having last question from Ravi Kumar. Core Advanced Internship batch, when will start? Okay, yeah, the Core Advanced Internship program is going to start from February 10th. Okay, so you will be having an demo session on Feb 5th, so you can join that. Okay, demo as well. You can get more clarity on that. Okay, advanced internship programs. Yeah guys, any questions, any more questions? I think I have addressed all the
Hello,
questions
sir.
that have. Yes, Sushil.
Yeah, sir. సార్ నాకు ఆల్రెడీ 1.5 ఇయర్ ఇట్లా ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ ఉంది సార్. లైక్ పాల్టో మీద వర్క్ చేశాను.
Mm.
లైక్ ఇప్పుడు నెక్స్ట్ అదే ఈ సిసిఎన్ఏ ఆల్రెడీ తీసుకున్నాను. అది అయిపోయింది
Okay.
దాదాపు.
Yeah, yeah.
ఆ తర్వాత అదే పాల్టో కూడా అంటే ఇన్డెప్త్ నాలెడ్జ్ కోసం నేను తీసుకున్నాను.
Yeah.
లైక్ ఇంతకుముందు L1 టికెట్స్ చేస్తుండే.
Okay.
సో ఇది కొంచెం అంటే లైక్ స్విచ్ అవ్వడానికి
Mm.
కొంచెం ఇన్‌డెప్త్ నాలెడ్జ్ అడుగుతారు కదా సార్. లైక్
Yes,
ట్రబుల్
that's
షూటింగ్
correct.
అంతా.
That's
సో,
correct. Yes.
అందుకన్నట్టు సో, నేను ఇది పీసీఎన్ఎస్ఈ ప్రోగ్రామ్ అదే తీసుకున్నాను.
Yeah. Okay.
నాకు మెయిన్ అంటే లైక్ నా క్వెషన్ ఏమంటే ఇక్కడ మీరు ఇచ్చిన కాన్సెప్ట్స్ గానీ, కంటెంట్ గానీ పర్ఫెక్ట్‌గా నేర్చుకుంటే నేను ట్యాగ్ ఇంజినీర్‌గా ట్రై చేయొచ్చా?
Yes.
అవుతదా?
Yes. Actually, we have an students who has selected
యెస్
for
సార్.
Palo Alto tag in okay, the company called Move It. I think you are aware or
ఆ!
not aware, I
యెస్.
know.
యెస్ సార్. యెస్ సార్. ఐ నో సార్.
Yeah, they have hired from our okay, from our company. So there are 3 to 4 students who have okay selected for the tag role. Okay, so mostly they are doing on. They have also cleared the. They will be having inside interviews as well. They have also cleared the inside interviews and they are working as Palo Alto tag engineers now. Yes, you can, if you are doing the labs every day and if you are thorough with every topic, Yes, you
Yes,
can
sir.
work as an Palo Alto TAC engineer.
Okay, sir. Do we need to take any additional things like other than this Palo Alto,
Additional
like
things in your
real-time projects
real-time
like that?
projects. Okay, real-time projects that will for CCNA and okay CCNP. So, but
Okay,
we are
for Palo
covering
Alto
mostly,
guys,
yeah, mostly we are covering every thing in the okay in our labs. So we
okay,
don't have that real-time projects in Palo Alto. If you want, we can
okay.
design one real-time project which covers everything.
Yeah, sir. It will be good. It will be nice for everyone.
Yeah, yeah,
Like to explain in interviews
we'll
if they
do that.
ask. Yeah.
Yeah. I think Sushil,
Okay. Okay. Thank you, sir.
we have talked right before. I think I
Yeah.
remember
Yes, sir.
last week we have talked right.
I think 2 weeks before, sir.
Oh
Not last
yeah,
week.
okay,
But
okay, okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
Thank you for
no problem. Yeah, no
clarifying
problem.
doubts.
Yeah. Yeah, guys, any questions? Any other questions?
సార్ ఇప్పుడు
Y-
ఇచ్చే ట్రైనింగ్ ఒక 2 years ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ క్యాండిడేట్ కి రెజ్యూమ్ లో పెట్టుకోవడానికి సరిపోతుంది.
Yeah, we are providing in training so that you can have okay, not 2 years, you can go with 3 years of experience.
Sir, hi sir.
Yeah, hi Varun Kumar. Yes.
Yeah. ఏం లేదు సార్, మా ఫ్రెండ్ ఒకరు ఉన్నారు,
Mm.
పెద్ద వయసు,
Yeah.
ఆల్ అరౌండ్ తను 2012లో పాస్ అవుట్
Okay.
పీజీ
Mm-hmm.
పోస్ట్ గ్రాడ్యుయేషన్.
Okay.
సో తను అంటే కొన్ని సర్కమ్స్టాన్సెస్ వల్ల
Mm.
నేర్చుకోవడం, మ్యాక్సిమం సాఫ్ట్వేర్ నేర్చుకోవడం చేయడం అన్నీ జరిగింది.
Okay. Okay.
అన్ఫార్చునేట్లీ తనకి జాబ్ రాలేదు.
Okay.
సో మీన్ వైల్ కొంచెం బిజినెస్ అలా ఉండి ఇప్పుడు అన్ని వైండ్ అప్ చేసుకొని హీస్ ట్రైంగ్ ఫర్ జాబ్ అనమాట,
Okay.
ఐటీ జాబ్.
Mm-hmm.
సో ఇస్ దేర్ ఎనీ ఛాన్స్ ఆఫ్ గెట్టింగ్ జాబ్? ఇప్పుడు ఇది నేర్చుకుంటే ఏమైనా ఛాన్సెస్ ఉంటుందా?
Yeah, we okay. See here in the networking, career gap is not that matter. Okay, if you have skills,
వైపు
so
కాదు, నేను ఎందుకంటే సార్ తను ఆల్రెడీ ఇంతకుముందు అంటే సైబర్ సెక్యూరిటీకి నేర్చుకున్నాను అనమాట.
okay.
సో పర్టికులర్ సర్టిఫికేషన్స్ అయితే ఏం చేయలేదు కానీ
Mm-hmm.
నేర్చుకున్నాడు. ఈ నెట్వర్క్ అంటే సైబర్ సెక్యూరిటీ కంపల్సరీ నెట్వర్కింగ్ కోర్స్ నేర్చుకోవాల్సింది, సీసీఎల్ని కంపల్సరీగా వచ్చింది. అట్లీస్ట్
Okay.
వాట్ నెట్వర్కింగ్లో ఏం జరుగుతుందన్న తెలియాలి కదా, అర్థం అవ్వాలంటే.
Yes, yes, that's correct.
సో అవన్నీ నేర్చుకున్నాడు, చేశాడు. బట్ థింగ్ ఈస్ గ్యాప్ ఎక్కువ ఉండడం వల్ల తనకి ఆపర్చునిటీ రావట్లేదు అని తను బాధపడుతున్నాడు.
See, మన
సో
దగ్గర
నేను
అంటే I
నేను
mean,
అడిగేది ఏంటంటే సార్, ఇప్పుడు
yeah,
మన దగ్గర నేర్చుకొని సరే హీఈస్ హ్యాపీ క్యాపబిలిటీ టు లెర్న్,
yeah.
దాని గురించి ఏ ప్రాబ్లం లేదు కానీ
Mm.
అట్లీస్ట్ ఈస్ దేర్ ఎనీ ఛాన్స్ ఆఫ్ ఎంటరింగ్ ఇన్ టు ద ఇండస్ట్రీ?
Yes, we have a chance. So if you see, there is a guy, okay, who has completed his graduation in 2011. Okay, so he completed in 2011. He worked for 5 to 6 years in one of the colleges. So after that, he's okay. After that, he came out of that and he is looking for a job. And till 2025, he didn't got any job. Okay, so he will be having 12 to 13 years of okay gap in that. So he is also joined here. He learned and he did a lab. So he now he is working in okay TCS, I think. So we have a, such candidates as well, okay, who has long career gap also. They have gained knowledge
ఏం
there.
లేదు సార్, తనకి పిఎఫ్ లేదు, ఏ నెంబర్ లేదు, ఏం లేదు అన్నమాట.
Yeah, no problem.
అది
Okay, no problem. We can join them as a fresher. So he can work as a fresher, and once he gain knowledge, he can put that knowledge in okay, and he can switch to the other companies as well.
తనకి ఏంటంటే బ్రేక్ త్రూ కోసం చూస్తున్నాడు సార్ పాపం.
Yes.
తన పక్కనే ఉన్నాడు, మాట్లాడలేక
Yeah,
కొంచెం
no
నామోషి
problem.
ఉంటుంది కదా సార్,
Yeah, yeah,
దానికోసం
yeah,
అని
yeah.
చెప్పేసి నేను డైరెక్ట్గా అడిగేస్తున్నాను.
Yes, yes, yes.
సో ఏమంటే అట్ లాస్ట్ వాళ్ళకి ఏంటంటే ఒక జాబ్, నాకు ఏదైనా కానీ పర్లేదు, నాకు పిఎఫ్ ఏ నెంబర్ క్రియేట్ అయ్యి చేసుకుంటే నేను
Yeah.
కోపప్ చేసుకుంటాను అని చెప్పేసి తను అనుకుంటున్నాడు.
Yes, yes.
నేను
That
ఓపెన్గా అడిగేస్తున్నాను సార్, ఎందుకంటే హీ డోంట్ వాంట్ టు వేస్ట్ హిస్ టైం. ఆల్రెడీ ఇన్ని ఇయర్స్ వేస్ట్ అయింది.
Yeah.
సో నేను మళ్ళా నేర్చుకుని చేస్తే ఏమైనా ఛాన్స్ వస్తుందా అని బాధపడుతున్నాడు అనమాట.
No problem. We
అందుకోసం
will,
అడుగుతున్నాను.
yeah, we will be having an option. So here in the
Okay.
networking, there is no such thing. Okay, if you have 10
Sure.
years, 12 years of career gap as well. So there are many candidates who has secured a job by doing CCN and CCNP. Okay, so
Okay.
tell him don't worry about that. So just focus on the learning the skills so that we will help to, okay, place in any of the companies. Okay.
Sure, sir. Sure, sir. Thank you for the valuable information.
Yeah, no problem. Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
హలో సార్.
Yes.
సో సారీ ప్రొలాంగ్ అయిపోతుంది.
No
సార్
problem. Go
అది
ahead.
అది వన్ క్వశ్చన్. నేను లైక్ సిస్టమ్ అడ్మిన్ లాగా వర్క్ చేస్తున్నాను. సో 6 ఇయర్స్ నుంచి చేస్తున్నాను ఇన్ టోటల్.
Okay.
ఓకే. ఇది నేను వర్క్ చేసేది ఎలాంటిదంటే లైక్ డిఫెన్స్ కంపెనీ. సో ఇది అవుట్‌సోర్సింగ్ లాగా ఉంటది.
Okay.
ఒక 4 ఇయర్స్ సిస్టమ్ అడ్మిన్ లాగా చేశాను. లైక్ L1 నెట్వర్క్‌లో L1 వరకే.
Okay.
అండ్ సిస్టమ్స్, ప్రింటర్స్ అవి చెక్ చేసుకునేవాళ్ళం. అండ్
Mhm.
తర్వాత ఒక 1 ఇయర్ వేరే దగ్గర చేశాను.
Mhm.
అక్కడ కూడా సేమ్ L1. ఎందుకంటే అక్కడ ఇద్దరమే ఉంటాము. నేను మా మేనేజర్ ఇంకా నేను.
Mhm.
సో L1 వరకే. ఫైర్‌వాల్ అన్నీ ఆయన చూసుకుంటాడు. L1 ఏమన్నా ఉంటే నేను చూసుకుంటాను.
Okay.
సో మళ్ళీ నేను అక్కడ కొంచెం ఇష్యూస్ ఉన్నాయని చెప్పి నేను మళ్ళీ అవుట్‌సోర్సింగ్ సైడ్‌కే వచ్చాను. కానీ ఇది మినిస్ట్రీ డిఫెన్స్ కంపెనీ కాబట్టి ఇండస్ట్రియల్ పీసీస్ అనేవి ఉంటాయి. లైక్ ఏమంటారు, లైక్ ఓల్డ్ ఓఎస్ వాడే పీసీస్.
Oh, yes.
Yes,
Okay.
ఎవరైతే డివైజెస్ ఉంటాయో పాత డివైజెస్, యుక్రెయిన్, రష్యన్ వాళ్ళ డివైజెస్‌కి మానిటర్ చేస్తాం మేము.
Mhm.
దానికి వాడే సిస్టమ్స్ ఉంటాయి కదా! లైక్ విండోస్ 98 గాని, 2000
Hmm.
yeah.
ఎక్స్‌పీ వీటికి మేము చెక్ చేస్తాం. అయితే నాకు లైక్ మా కాంట్రాక్ట్‌కి నెట్వర్క్ సైడ్ కూడా ఉంది.
Hmm.
సైట్స్ ఉన్నాయి.
Okay.
సో మా ప్రొప్రైటర్ ఏమన్నారు, "సో నీకు ఆల్రెడీ L1 కొంచెమైనా ఉంది కదా! సో L1 సైడ్ నీకు నెట్వర్క్ సైడ్ ఏమన్నా
Hmm.
వెళ్ళాలి అనుకుంటే ఇంకొక 6 మంత్స్‌లో ఇక్కడ కాంట్రాక్ట్ అయిపోతది. వెళ్ళిపో.
Hmm.
దాంతో పాటు నీకు బ్రేక్ త్రూ ఉండాలని నీకు కోర్స్ ఏమన్నా ఉంటే నేర్చుకో ఫస్ట్"
Hmm.
అని చెప్పి అన్నారు. సో ఈ ఈ నా ప్రీవియస్ ఎక్స్‌పీరియన్స్ అనేవి
Hmm.
రెజ్యూమ్‌లో యాడ్ చేసుకొని అండ్ దానికి సైమల్టేనియస్‌గా ఈ నెట్వర్క్ కోర్స్ అండ్ ఆల్ యాడ్ చేసుకుంటే అది
Yeah, చేసుకోవచ్చు.
రెజ్యూమ్‌కి వెయిటేజ్ ఉంటదా లేదా అనేది.
యా చేసుకోవచ్చు. ఇలా ఇక్కడ ఎట్లా అంటే నీ ప్రీవియస్ ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్‌నే మనం ఇక్కడ నెట్వర్కింగ్ ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్‌గా కన్వర్ట్ చేయొచ్చు. సో మీరు ఏం చేస్తారంటే సీసీఎన్ఏ కోర్స్ తీసుకోండి. అలాగే
ఓకే.
సీసీఎన్పీ తీసుకొని అందులో రియల్ టైమ్ ప్రాజెక్ట్స్ కూడా ఉంటాయి. ఓకే. రియల్
ఓకే.
టైమ్ ప్రాజెక్ట్స్ తీసుకున్నారంటే రియల్ టైమ్‌లో మీకు ఎలా సిట్యుయేషన్స్ ఎలా హ్యాండిల్ చేయొచ్చు, ఏ టైప్ ఆఫ్ ప్రాజెక్ట్ అంటే ఐ మీన్ వాళ్ళు ఇంక్లూడ్ చేస్తారు అక్కడ. సో దట్ యూ విల్ గెట్ నాలెడ్జ్ ఆన్ దట్ రియల్ టైమ్ యాజ్ వెల్. సో యూ కెన్
ఓకే.
గెయిన్ నాలెడ్జ్ అండ్ యూ కెన్ కన్వర్ట్ యువర్ 6 ఇయర్స్ ఆఫ్ ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ ఇంటూ దిస్ నెట్వర్కింగ్ నాలెడ్జ్ యాజ్ వెల్.
ఓకే. ఇప్పుడు సీసీఎన్ఐ ఇంకా ఫైర్‌వాల్ 2 అట్లా తీసుకోవడానికి పాసిబిలిటీ ఉంటదా సార్?
ఉంటది. సీసీఏ ఫస్ట్ సీసీనే కంప్లీట్ చేయండి. తర్వాత ఒక వారం 10 రోజులు రియల్ టైమ్ ప్రాజెక్ట్స్ ఉంటాయి. అది కూడా తీసేసుకోండి.
ఓకే.
తర్వాత మీరు పాలాల్టోకి
స్విచ్
ఎలిజిబుల్
అవ్వచ్చు.
స్విచ్ అవ్వచ్చు.
ఓకే.
యెస్.
ఓకే సార్.
యాహ్!
ఇందాక నేను అడిగాను సార్. అది లైక్ ల్యాప్‌టాప్ రిక్వైర్మెంట్స్ అని.
హ్మ్.
సో మినిమమ్ i5 ఉండాలి. 16 జీబీ ర్యామ్ అన్నారు.
16 జీబీ ర్యామ్ అండ్ 512 జీబీ ఎస్ఎస్‌డీ అండ్ i5 దట్ దట్ విల్ బి బెటర్.
ఓకే సార్. ఓకే.
యాహ్!
ఓకే.
యాహ్!
ఓకే. థాంక్ యూ సో మచ్ సార్.
Yeah, no problem. And is offline course available at KBHP? No, offline courses are not available right now. So the courses totally on online. And if you want to practice on real-time devices, you can visit our KPHP office. Okay, and you can practice on the live devices. Okay.
సార్ హోమ్ వర్క్ అనేది సెట్ అవుతుంది కదా సార్ మనకి?
Yeah, set out on it.
ఓకే సార్. యా థ్యాంక్ యూ.
Yeah. Okay, guys. I think it's been long time. So if you have any questions, you can just ask me. Otherwise, we can wind up this session here. And one more thing I need to add here. So our next, okay, the upcoming batch will be on February 5th. Okay, from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. So if you have people who are okay really interested to join this course, you can go ahead. We'll be going to share, okay, the course enrollment form in next, okay, 1 or 2 hours. So you can go ahead and register for this course, and we'll see you on February 5th at 7 p.m. Okay. So how
Okay,
can
just
we
a
do
quick
that?
question.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think this is available for those who enrolled for the core internship, right?
Yes, the core internship program, who are enrolled for core internship program, you are automatically eligible for this course, and based upon your completion of CCNA program, you are going to add in the respective Palo Alto codes. Okay.
Okay.
If you
So
are
do I need to do anything or
no,
I'll be automatically added?
you don't need to anything. You are already enrolled for core internship, right? Our guys, our support guys, will add you directly into this Palo Alto course for next batch. Okay.
Okay. So, and it is a weekday class, right?
Yes, it's a weekday class from Monday to Friday at 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. IST.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. So
And
it's an hour a day. So when would setup be done before? Will it be done before the 5th, or it will be part of class?
sorry, could you repeat the question once?
So I know typically we would have the password to the website
Mm-hmm.
as well as do the setup for the labs.
Mm-hmm.
And so my question is, when
Mm-hmm.
are we going to receive those? Is it before the class or during the class?
Yeah, after joining the class, okay, after day 1 or day 2, we are going to provide the all images or uh, all the devices,
Access as
all
well.
the software devices that needs to be set up in the lab. I'm going to share that, and we are the people out there, so who's going to help to complete your lab setup. Okay, don't worry about that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. So, Bharat, how can we do lab session at home? Yeah, we are providing an online tool, right? EVNG. So, if you have a laptop with 16 GB of RAM, as we mentioned, so you can install that in your laptop, and whenever you want, you can do it in your home. Okay.
సార్ ఇందులో రూల్స్ రాయడం కూడా నేర్పిస్తారు సార్.
Yeah, everything.
ఓకే
Yeah.
సార్ ఇంకోటి సార్ ఒక చిన్న డౌట్. సిస్కో ఏఎస్ ఫైర్ వాల్ ఉంటుంది కదా,
Yeah.
దానికి ఈ ఫైర్ వాల్స్కి డిఫరెన్స్ ఏంటి?
Yeah, Cisco ASA firewalls will not be going to support the applications. Okay, so mostly they will be going to support on L3 and L4, but Palo Alto is going to support on layer 7 as well. So as we mentioned about next generation firewall and traditional firewalls, so mostly Cisco ASA will be like work as a traditional firewalls where it uses an ACLs. Okay, you are going to configure ACLs, uh, and you are going to permit IPs and ports, but not applications, right? So mostly in Palo Alto firewall, you can do that.
ఓకే, థ్యాంక్ యూ.
Yeah. Yeah.
థ్యాంక్ యూ వెరీ మచ్ కార్తిక్ సార్.
Yeah. No
వెరీ
problem.
నైస్ అండ్ గుడ్ సెక్షన్.
Yeah. No problem. No problem. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, guys. We are going to wind up the session. If you still have any doubts after the session, you can reach out to me in WhatsApp group. We'll be having WhatsApp group, right? So you can text me there. So I am going to reply. Okay. Thanks, guys. Thanks for joining the session, and thanks for your patience. And have a good weekend and great weekend. Okay. Bye.
Will you post this demo session?
Yeah, I will post this demo session. Okay, recorded demo session of this live session, and you can access. Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Bye.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.